So I've been going through my library of DVDs and Blu-rays, which are behind me, and I've come to find that most of the films I've got are underrated, in my opinion. Does that say a lot about my taste in films, or are they actually wrong? I'll let you decide. So, in at number 10, we've got Fortress, starring Christopher Lambert, and our friend out of RoboCop, Clarence Bodicker. I can't remember his real name. So it's set in the future, and people can only have one child. If they end up with more than one child, then they go to prison. And that's what happens to Christopher Lambert. So, why does it make it good for me? It's the tense moments, and also the torturous moments of what happens to Christopher Lambert's character in the film. So I think the new rating should be 6.5. In at number 9, we've got Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Who's Robin Hood? Or Robin Hood. Off with his head. From 2018, I think. It could be 2019, I can't remember. Starring I can't say his name. That guy out of the Kingsman. So on imdb, it's got a treacherous rating of 5.3. Who did the reviewing for this film? What film were you watching? Was you watching Men in Tights? So it's got Jamie Foxx in it. Man, seriously. Why's the phone going? Sorry about that. So first of all, it's got Taron Egerton out of it. So he's out of the Kingsman, so you can't really go wrong there. You've got Jamie Foxx in it. You've got Jamie Dornan, who's the really, really bad guy. And he plays a fantastic bad guy like he did in Star Wars. So where's the rating gone for this? It just doesn't make any sense. 5.3. It's getting a 6.4 for me. So in at number 8, we've got The Wolfman, starring... Shit. Benicio del Toro, who is a fantastic actor. And we've got Anthony Hopkins, who is another fantastic actor. So, I think perhaps it's got that score because it's an overdone story. But you can do a story and make it fresh, and I really do feel that this is made fresh. It's a bit like Wolf with Jack Nicholson. That's another fantastic film. But I'm going to give it a 6.7. So in at number 7, we've got Killing Season with Robert De Niro and John Travolta. Basically, it's just those two actors in the film. And a few extras. I think it's fantastic that people review stuff and that, but 5.4 is a good film. It's different. You've got two Bosnian War veterans, one who wants to kind of like leave it alone, and one that can't. John Travolta's the one that can't and goes after Robert De Niro. And it's a very tense, action-packed, good story. So I don't know where that rating comes from, but I'm going to give it a 6.5. So in at number 6 with a 6.2 rating on IMDb, we've got Stuba, starring Dave Bautista. Now I can kind of understand where that score's come from, but it's interesting all the way through the film. There's either comedy, action, drama. It all works for me. It is a very silly film in some parts, but it's entertainment. That's what it's there for. It kept me entertained. I'm going to up that rating from 6.2 to 6.8, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, I'm kind of in disbelief with this next one. It's got a 7.1 rating. It's number 5. It's Ghost. What? I don't get it. That should have an 8. I'm going to give it an 8 because it's a brilliant film. It made me cry. It's Patrick Swayze, man. Come on. It gets worse for my collection the lower I go down. I'm sure it does. Again, I'm in disbelief at number 4. It's Darkness Falls. It had a rating of 5. 5 is just average. It's an original story. No one's ever done a story about the Tooth Fairy before. And no one's done a story about the Tooth Fairy being a horror film either. So I'm going to give it a 7. It's a good film. In at number 3, we've got Time Cop, starring... It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger at all, is it? Where'd that even come from? And it's been scored at a 5.9. No, that's not right. Come on. It's sci-fi. It's time travelling. It's action. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's his best film, I reckon. I really do feel that his... Blah, blah, blah. It's completely different from Jean-Claude Van Damme's other films. In fact, I actually think it's his best film. So I'm going to give that a rating of 6.8. At number 2, we've got The Predator. Now, it's obviously not the best film, and it's very hard to live up to the very first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get to the chopper! Stick around! I eat green berets for breakfast. As Commando. But 5.3? What film were you watching? But it's got a good story, and it's got something different to it, especially a predator dog and a massive predator. So I'm going to give it a 6.2. But now in at number 1, it's Lockup, starring Sylvester Stallone. Now in this collection here, we've got First Blood, Cliffhanger and Lockup. And Cliffhanger and Lockup have got the same score, 6.4. Now in my mind, Lockup is the better film out of the two, even though I enjoy both of them equally. But I would say that there's a good story there. It's very immersive. It puts you in Sylvester Stallone's shoes. You're kind of like following his story through prison, and Donald Sutherland's a really bad warden. So I'm going to give it a 7.1. And there you go, that's my top 10 underrated films of my collection that I think deserved better scores from IMDb. So if you haven't watched them, or if you've been put off by the IMDb ratings, maybe give them a try. You might get surprised. I'd love to know what your underrated films are. Comment below, see if I agree. So until next time, I wish you farewell.